Hi. Ever since I've started collecting manga, I've always been told manga's weird. Manga follows really weird subject matter. Manga's for weirdos. I'd never really experienced that in any of the manga that I've read until this week. Because this week I read a brand new manga called Oshi no Ko. And let me tell you, it's pretty weird. Oshi no Ko's first volume starts with a doctor. And this doctor is just going about his life, treating his patients, watching his favourite idol on the TV. Until one day, this exact idol comes into this doctor's office, pregnant with twins. Now, if you know anything about the idol world, being pregnant is not so good. And this girl's also 16, so massively taboo. Your career is basically over if you're an idol and you have children. So this pregnancy has to be kept secret. And the doctor agrees to help give birth to the children and to keep it all under wraps. Because of course he does, she's his favourite idol. And then, the night before the children are born, the doctor is mysteriously murdered in some dingy back alley by we do not know who. And you'd think, oh, what an explosive start to the manga. I guess this isn't the main character. You'd think that. However, this is where the manga gets strange. The main character is reincarnated. Reincarnated as who, you might ask? Well, he's reincarnated as one of the idol's twins, but he keeps all of his memories from his past life. So he's a fully grown man in a baby's body, and the baby is the baby of his favourite idol. Yeah. Now, I'd heard a lot about Oshi no Ko from YouTubers like Anime Man, and it just really intrigued me, this premise of an idol manga, which is oftentimes not seen as very story-driven or very intuitive to the genre, to be completely blown away and have a brand new isekai-esque manga talking about the idol industry from the perspective of a baby. Just sounded so interesting. So once this character's been reincarnated as the baby, he also finds out that his twin sister is also a reincarnation of someone from a past life. And they both have their memories, they can both talk, they can both walk, but they've got to act as babies, and they've got to keep themselves secret and hidden so that the world doesn't find out that the idol, doesn't have children, because once again it would ruin her career. And the basic premise of the story is these two children helping her realize her dreams as an idol, helping her become the most successful idol she can be, and also keeping themselves secret and learning about the industry themselves. So now we've done a really quick synopsis, I want to talk about the main story beats that really caught my eye in this first impressions. The manga itself seems to focus a lot on the hardships and the darkness inside the idol industry and the entertainment industry in general. There's lots of panels that discuss how people choose idols, how they're looked at by the community, how to deal with fans, how to create this persona of this person that you want your fans to see you as, and how to maintain that in the limelight. And it also talks about how at the end of the day, all the decisions made come from the people with money and the people with power, and that the idols themselves have little to no control in what they do with their lives. And this is really obvious with the fact that if you're an idol and you have children, gone. But the actual learning factor of this manga is really intriguing me so far. I feel like I'm learning a lot about the industry. I don't know the gravity of whether it's true or not, but it seems as though a lot of research has gone into this manga to kind of create a learning experience whilst reading it. Now, if you know me, you know I love slice of life. Things like Goodnight Punpun, Your Lie in April, and Ohana are some of my favourite bits of entertainment in general, never mind just manga and anime. And this particular manga seems to really be dipping into the slice of life side of a idol's life and how fake it is, and kind of the harshness of the world, and how Ai has to behave in a certain way to appeal to her audience and to maintain her image. But this is actually painful for her, and it's all fake, and she kind of admits it's fake. She knows it's fake. She knows that her smile is perfectly calculated and that it's just not real. And I think that was such an interesting deep dive, and I'm looking forward to reading more about the character and delving into her psyche as this idol, as this person who's putting up a front, because so far it's super interesting. And at the beginning of each chapter, there's actually a flash forward from the future where it seems as though something bad has happened to the idol, and people are kind of talking about her in the past tense as though she's died or disappeared or has just retired, and about how she kind of rose to power, and then talking about how it has affected her as a person. I'm looking forward to seeing like where this story is leading to allow for those flashbacks, flash forwards to happen. And the other main story beat in the chapters that I've read so far is how important Ai's kids are to her. I spoke a little bit about how her smile is faked, but in one of the first couple of chapters, she actually is performing, and a lot of people's reviews and stuff about her is that she doesn't seem genuine, she doesn't seem like a real person. But when she notices her children in the audience cheering her on, because obviously they would do, because they're reincarnated fans of hers, her smile is kind of jaw-dropping. Her demeanor completely changes, and this is what starts her ascent to the top of being in the idol world. She's kind of allowed for her family and her love for her family to incorporate into this fake personality she has, and she's become more genuine. And I think that's super touching, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of it. I think we're also going to be seeing a lot of following the children and their kind of entrance into the entertainment industry as well. In the first couple of chapters, the boy, so the reincarnated doctor, is actually in a film production, and he's been casted in order to allow Ai to also get casted in this film. So it seems as though they're going to be endeavoring to progress her career by also progressing their own careers, because obviously they're children, they have the minds of adults or teenagers or whatever the girl is reincarnated from, but that's kind of giving them a difference to every other child actor. I think that's really interesting. We're going to see the industry from two perspectives, from kind of newcomers and then also someone who's been in the industry for a while. And the series itself also has some comedic elements. Obviously the general premise is pretty funny, it's pretty weird, it's pretty wacky, but there's also some really good jokes in regards to the fact that at the start these two characters are babies with the minds of adults, so there's some obvious jokes about why they shouldn't be breastfeeding and stuff like that, which I just found really entertaining. And in general, the manga is pretty funny. There's another example where the children pretend to be messengers from God, because obviously they're babies, but then they start talking in like full paragraphs, and I really like the comedic elements of this series so far, and I'm looking forward to see more. And then finally, I did want to do a quick mention of the art, because it's not really my style of art. However, I did want to point out that some of the black work in these panels is absolutely amazing. The use of like solid blacks in some of the panels, I was like, wow, this is fantastic. And then another thing that they do that's quite interesting to me that I don't know if I've seen before, but I might have done, it's actually the typography. So a lot of the typography in important scenes or important speeches from characters is written in black writing with like a white stroke around it. It's really emphasizing it on the page. I don't know if I've seen that before. I'm gonna have to look through some other manga and see if I have, but it was something that caught my eye about the artwork and the visual representation of the manga. So yeah, that's Oshi no Ko, a super cool manga that's just coming out. It's just starting to gain a lot of popularity. They're even making an anime for it, so hopefully we'll see an English release soon. It's super interesting, has a really cool premise, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of this series. It should be really cool. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell as always. And if you want to buy any manga for yourself, there are a couple of affiliate links down in the description that you can use. My number one recommendation is Forbidden Planet. If you're based over in the UK, they've got some awesome restocks coming in soon. And I think they've just restocked a couple of cool box sets as well. So get down there, check that stuff out. It will really help the channel, and I will be much appreciated. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. That was the worst salute ever. Bye-bye.